In August 2012, I received a letter from one of America's most notorious serial killers. Bobby Joe Long, aka the classified ad rapist, was convicted of killing 8 women and suspected of murdering many more. His letter included one of his original poems. Quote, "He had a home, the love of a girl, but men get lost sometimes as years unfurl." End quote. Bobby Joe ended his letter with ink drawings of a rose and a little heart. As other prisoners' letters began pouring in, I discovered that my death row pen pals had a fondness for drawing hearts and flowers. And according to Phoenix investigative reporter Shanna Hogan, some of the craftier inmates took this predilection to the next level.
I've heard stories where they would take stale bread from the prison cafeteria, mix it with water, and build like jewelry boxes and paper mache flowers, and then paint them with ink from pens. Open up a pen and use it as paint, and send them these paper mache flowers. One lady said that she had an entire bouquet of these handmade flowers.
Poetry, hearts, and flowers. Ah, romance. So can romance be displayed with gifts or behaviors or words? Sure. In the case of serial killers, romance is most often used to lure and hook a target. And it works. I interviewed a lady from South Carolina who was soon to become engaged to a mass murderer. They had been corresponding for nearly a year, and she knew he was the one because she had never felt so connected or so happy in her life. She proudly showed me a stack of love letters, greeting cards adorned with hearts and kisses. However, her most prized possession from him was a homemade, horsehair braided, multicolored keychain. She carried that keychain everywhere she went and felt he was always with her in spirit. Her boyfriend will never be released from prison. He sits in a cell all day long with lots of time to romance her with loving letters and handmade trinkets. She had been married to a man who only had time for beer and beatings. Her little keychain makes her feel special and valued. Northeastern University professor and author of nearly 30 crime-related books, Jack Levin, explains.
I think it's important not to stereotype the women who get involved with serial killers who are inmates. Some of them are very attractive, very moral, and very smart. And they fall in love with an inmate. They may correspond as college students. This happens all the time. They may write letters or maybe do a field trip to a prison where they meet an inmate and they correspond for a period of time. And once they establish the relationship, they find that the inmate is very loving, romantic, is a person who cares deeply about the woman. Maybe that's something she didn't have outside, but she has it now.
Women are being courted and wooed with flattery, special attention, gifts, and cards. Hallmark has made a fortune promoting this phase of love and attraction. It's usually the first phase, the honeymoon phase, the pouring out our hearts phase that makes us feel desired and valued and cherished, sometimes for the first time. It's the fireworks phase, when our brain's dopamine levels feel like they're on steroids. Writer Shanna Hogan agrees.
Another aspect that women find appealing in these relationships is the romance side, which the men in prison have all this time on their hands to write them poems and love letters and make them cards and just be the most romantic guy in the world.
Does it feel good? Let's ask Meg Ryan.
Yes! 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 Oh! 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 Oh, God. Oh.
I'll have what she's having.
Of course we would want what she's having. We live in a culture that obsesses over and glorifies passionate, romantic, lustful love. We frantically swipe left or right, hoping to land on it, because landing on it would give us thrilling, although probably temporary, footing. Not the faded, flat-bottomed, weathered sandals kind of footing. No, the 5-inch red rhinestone-encrusted stilettos kind of footing. So we hurriedly click, click, click our way down the street, because romance may be waiting for us just around the corner. Woo! Well, maybe. But just like those high heels, we may strut around in romance land for a while, looking good, feeling good, but we also may get tripped up thinking this is the kind of love that lasts forever, that the fireworks will keep firing, and that we will feel this excitement every moment of every day towards our partner. It may happen, but it's highly unlikely, because endearing, deep, long-lasting love takes time, commitment, and the ability to ride life's waves together, especially during the inevitable tsunamis. Still, come on, those romantic highs do feel great. They may come from someone currently in our life, or from the anticipation of someone who is also prowling around on Tinder, Bumble, Match, Hinge, or an alphabet soup of dating apps. And we are searching like crazy. Just ask the 300 million people who used dating apps worldwide in 2022 and spent $4.94 billion doing so, hoping to put the woo-hoo back into their wooing.
Woo-hoo! Hot doggy!
Or we may find our romantic fantasy in romance novels with titles like Dark Romeo, Dark Lover, Friends with the Monsters, or Caged Wolf. According to Words Rated, an international research, data, and analytics group, in 2022, romance novels generated over $1.44 billion in revenue, making romance the highest earning genre of fiction. And there's no end to their popularity. Sales of romance novels more than doubled compared to 2021 figures. It appears we are searching everywhere for this elusive thing called romance. Between the pages of books, and between keyboard strokes, and even down long, dark, imprisoned corridors, for a hit of it. Give me a hit, any hit, and I'm yours, for now, for never, or maybe forever. That's why romance is so difficult to define. What is it? Where is it? And for how long? I've pondered this question for years, knowing that it has different meanings for each of us, and that one definition is at best subjective, opinionated, and presumptuous. But what the heck? We've come this far together, so I'll take a shot at it. I believe romance, being romantic or romancing, are actions that show a love-like attraction or feeling toward another person. It could begin as infatuation that may or may not develop into something deeper and more long-lasting. I'll also add, Americans appear to suck at this. Where are our Aprils in Paris or gondola serenades? And is it possible that Italians do more than snoring during their daily 2-hour siestas? But how can we find the time for siestas or to shop for French lingerie when there are deadlines to meet, traffic to battle, bills to pay, litter boxes to empty, and so many unmatched socks to sort? Whew! We live in a time of no time. And I might add, no time for amorous thinking, feeling, or doing. According to a new self-care poll, United States adults say they only feel relaxed approximately 40 minutes per day on average, with 47% claiming they get even fewer minutes of peace than that. So could it be as simple as having more siesta moments? Quiet, reflective times to ponder, wander, and get fonder? It is a beginning, a good one, a necessary one, but it's only a beginning. A quick Google search of how to be romantic yielded 2,900,000,000 results. And to date, 1.3 million people have purchased the book, 1001 Ways to Be Romantic, furiously flipping through its pages and making copious notes. So we are trying, and we are learning various ways to improve our romantic skills, such as little things mean a lot. The chapter entitled Romance on a Budget suggests sending a love letter. The cost is 66 cents. I've heard this book is in high demand at prison libraries. Just kidding. Although, I believe romance can be displayed in many ways. Yes, it can be with flowers and cards and little gifts, but it's also displayed with a gentle touch, thoughtful words, moments of uninterrupted, undistracted listening to each other, sincere compliments and appreciation, physical passion that may be a feverishly lustful tumble, or simply cuddly, huggy embraces. Romance generates feel-good feelings, that we matter, that we are desirable, that we count, and millions of people are starving to feel those feelings. Romance is not an afterthought. It's a vital component to the well-being of our relationships and to ourselves. When I began reading letters from serial killers, I wasn't expecting to learn how to improve my relationships. I was repulsed by their crimes, and I knew they were sociopaths and psychopaths. But I needed to learn why women wanted to connect with them. It was shocking to learn how adept they are at romance. They flirt, they flatter, they promise. They sling so much BS against the wall, it's a wonder that any of it sticks. To them, it's a ruse. But to the women who read those words, it's real, and it fulfills a deep emotional need in them. Maybe it's the first time in their lives they have felt cherished, though possibly not with serial killers. I am Joy Krause, and that wraps up another intriguing case at Killer Love Hacks. If you're itching for more clues on the mysterious ways of love, don't forget to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or right from our Love Detective headquarters at killerlovehacks.com, so you'll never miss a case. Subscribe, leave a review, and help us spread the word by sharing the podcast with your true crime love detective buddies. Until next time, keep your heart open and your eyes peeled. Who knows where the next clue will lead? Happy sleuthing, Killer Love Hackers!